Hey guys, and welcome to the deck profile for the Mabelfic deck. I'm pretty much just going to go over the cards in this deck, and I'm going to basically give you my opinion on the deck. So, same thing that I usually have in all my Yubel decks. The way I run Yubel is 2-1-1, and then I side the Terra Incarnate, but as you guys know, I do not do side decks on this channel because I feel like side decks are personal. So, I guess you guys can take that as, like, kind of a suggestion. So if you're making your own Yubel deck in real life, just for consistency means, go ahead and side that second Terra Incarnate, because in my opinion, Terra Incarnate just loves to get in my hand. I do not know why. I run two Yubels and, an Ultimate Nightmare, but it just seems like Terra Incarnate, that one Terra Incarnate, and even though I just run one, he loves to get in my hand. I mean, there's a good majority of the times that Greffer is there to keep him in check, but sometimes Terra Incarnate just likes to get in the hand, so why up those chances of, I don't know, I guess you can consider it Yubel superstition, but no, I like one Terra Incarnate. I could probably, 9 times out of 10, I could probably handle the situation without the Terra Incarnate, such as if you move from play, I could probably win the duel without summoning Yubel anymore, or if you, Big Guy it, I could probably kill it. And if I kill it and it goes to my graveyard, since I'm the owner of the card, its effect activates in the graveyard, so I get the Ultimate Nightmare. So, that just causes even more problems for you. 9 times out of 10, taking Terra Incarnate from me is not a very good idea. So, I'm not really worried about it. But if it's really a problem, round 2, I can definitely side in the second Terra Incarnate. So, pretty much just get used to me saying 2-on-1, Yubel, you get the point. I already explained why you run 2 Yubels, assuming that one's in your hand and one is in your deck. So, that's like the worst case scenario, so even if you draw a Yubel, Armageddon Knight can still be viable to drop Yubel, because you definitely want to get Yubel in the graveyard immediately so you can start summoning it with, like, calls and limit reverses and such. We got one Malefic Truth Dragon. Malefic Truth Dragon is a pretty good card. Its effect is gorgeous. Nice check with attack, to summon a beater like this, sometimes I would like to pay half my life points. Yubel decks generally don't really care about life points, as long as they just win the duel. So, paying half your life points to summon a 5,000 beater that, unlike the other Malefic cards, other monsters can attack. So, definitely good. Plus, since he's dark, I can just simply drop him to the graveyard with Armageddon Knight, and this guy can be special summoned from hand or graveyard. So, there you go, just summon Armageddon Knight, drop the Malefic Truth, and then summon a Malefic card. It's like, oh, you want to kill my Malefic card? Okay, well, I'll pay half my life points to summon Malefic Truth Dragon. So, you just kill the strong monster, just to deal with an even stronger monster. Still, the Malefic Truth is reliant on this field spell, so if the field spell does get killed, he gets killed, so it's kind of where he is balanced. But 5,000 beater, who, when he battles, or when he destroys, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. So, if I kill your monster, it's basically like a lightning vortex. So, pretty good, pretty good. We got our three Malefic Stardust Dragons, and Malefic Stardust is pretty good. He pretty much protects the field spell, plus he's a quick 25 beater, so he's the attack bearer, nice special summon. You can attack if there can be one face-up Malefic monster, which is him, and other monsters cannot attack. So I'm not sure if you guys saw in the video, but pretty much the duel started off with Mind Control, him taking my Malefic Stardust Dragon, which I still think Mind Control needs to be banned. I'll talk about that in a later video. But he took my Malefic Stardust Dragon, then he started summoning monsters, and he wanted to attack me, but he couldn't, because only Malefic Stardust can attack, and because of Mind Control, Malefic Stardust can't attack, so pretty much he couldn't attack at all, and it was kind of amusing. So, Malefic Stardust, pretty good card. The only problem that I have with Malefic Stardust is that you gotta remove from play a Stardust, so if you're going to make this deck in real life, you gotta use some Stardusts, and as you can see, Stardust is going up in price. I read something about that. They're not going to be reprinting this card anymore, so no more tins and stuff like that. So the price of Stardust is just going to be going up. So if you need your Stardust, pick them up now. But of course, I'm not sure if you guys know, but in my giveaway, I actually added a Stardust Dragon. So if you guys need a Stardust Dragon, and make sure you enter the giveaway, and if you win, you can choose Stardust Dragon, and I will mail you a Stardust Dragon. It's super rare. So I think the price on here, the TCG players, I think it's going off the super rare one, so $17. So go ahead, yeah, I tossed in a Stardust in there, so go ahead and win you a Stardust. But like I said, Stardust is going up in price, so if you want to run your 3 Malefic Stardust Dragons, you got to run your 3 Stardust Dragons to remove and play the Stardust Dragon, and it's just like, that's expensive. That's pretty much really the only thing that is expensive in the Malefic deck. But it's a pretty good deck, and go ahead and try it if you want to. We got the 3 Malefic Cyber, and he's basically the beater, you know. 4,000 meters, just special summon it, just like bam, right there on the field. Like, I bet you didn't see that coming. Pretty much this deck was kind of be like, oh, I'm sitting on a Terra Incarnate, oh, well, you don't want to play any monsters because they're just going to die at the end of my turn, so you don't want to waste resources, huh? Okay, well, let me summon a Malefic Cyber End, 4,000, or Malefic Cyber End Attack, oh, you have no response, limit or removal game. It's pretty much like that. I like the concept of it, but overall I didn't really like the deck. I felt like I didn't do a really good job of it as a player. Like, I really don't know much about Malefics. I got the Yubel part, but the Malefic part I'm not sure that I got 100% correct. So, pretty much the deck kind of just wasn't there for me. It wasn't, me and this deck really weren't clicking. So, that's pretty much an overall opinion of it. If I could say anything about this deck, it would be leave Yubel with Yubel and leave Malefics with Malefics. Really, don't try to mix them up, you know. They're kind of opposite sides of the spectrum, and then trying to push them together, it didn't really work out. Definitely, with this deck, I did miss the Doom Shamans and the Tinkers in that play. I definitely like Synchro Summoning in the Yubel deck, and this deck didn't just have it. There was no room, so I didn't really like that. Still got my 3 Armageddon Knights, 3 Dark Greffers. Like I said, I like having them. I'd rather have them than not have them, so I like to run 3 of each. It's a personal preference. For those of you who have your own Yubel decks, I'm not sure if you run that many, but I just like to have them when I need them, you know? I'd much rather open up and be okay with me opening up their cards. Plus, they're level 4, so they allow me to go into some Xyz, so that's pretty good. But in this deck, there just wasn't enough Darks to send. If I could change anything, I'd probably tone down the Armageddon Knights and Dark Greffers, since I'm not really sending all the Yubels, all the Doom Shamans, the Tinker, and stuff like that. So, you can pretty much tone down the Armageddon Knights and Dark Greffers, so I think I kind of messed up on that part. We got Malefic World, definitely a good card. It's a field spell. Instead of conducting your draw phase, you get to choose 3 Malefic cards, and your opponent picks one of them at random, and you add that to your hand instead of drawing. That's a good play and all, but in my opinion, I'd much rather draw, because I just like drawing more than just choosing the card, because sometimes that card's not what I need at the moment. So, Malefic World is a good card, you know. I'm sitting on a Terra Incarnate, and it's like, oh, choose a Malefic, because I'm going to summon one of them and poke you with it, so get ready for it. But it's an okay card. Silver Calcos, you know, powers up your Malefic cards, makes them even stronger. It's a field spell that's hard to destroy, so it's kind of hard to get those Malefic cards off the field. It destroys special summon monsters, so if you like special summon like Yubel with, like, say, a Call of the Haunted, and you have no way of killing it, you can just activate Silver Calcos, it would kill the Yubel, and then you get the special summon the Terra Incarnate, and Terra Incarnate has 500 attack, so if they don't want to set any monsters, poke them for 500, because why the fuck not? It's just pretty good. The you can attack a lower attack monster aspect didn't really work, because sometimes it was like Yubel and then something else, and it's just like, well, you can attack Yubel, and it's like, I wasn't planning on attacking Yubel anyway, so forget that. So I didn't really like that aspect of it, but overall it was a pretty nice play. 2 Terraforming just to get the fill spell, of course, because you need the fill spells for your Malefics. 2 MSTs, because MST is a pretty good card. It's been a while since I ran MSTs in the deck, but I really need to pop that back arrow, so I can definitely go into those plays where I damage your life points for a lot. So MST is a good card. If you're planning on running a Malefic deck, I might suggest that you run 3 MSTs, because you just really need to get voice and back row, because, you know, Magical Cylinder and Mirror Force and Deep Prison, those are cards, so they can definitely be a problem if you're running a Malefic deck. 2 Pot of Dualities, love the Pot of Duality, keeps the consistency up. Definitely a good card. Sometimes the Yubel deck is slow. Actually, a Yubel deck could definitely be slow. it starts off duels kind of slow, you know, just let me kick off, start with like an Armageddon Knight, drop a Yubel, and set a limit reverse. So you know what, I'm not playing that special summon anyway, so let me activate this Pot of Wally and get a card to my hand for future plays. And you know, I'm just sitting there on a turn card and stalling, so let me activate this Pot of Duality, get my card, and then just end my turn, so you can't, like, if I try to summon a monster, you can't, like, torrential me, and then I won't get my Ultimate Nightmare. So just take the duel slow, and get your consistency up with Pot of Duality. Got your staples, your Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Rhoda, and Foolish, the 5 staples of the Yubel deck. You should pretty much know what they are, because I talk about them in every deck, and they're in every Yubel deck. It's one of the things that I always keep in mind. And this one actually has another sort of machine staple, which is literal removal, just to double the attack of Malefic Cyber End, and, you know, 8,000 go for that OTK, just because, why the heck not? It's funny. 3 limit reverses, of course. Limit reverse is the best. Just gives you like a free Terra Incarnate, and sometimes what more could you ask for? So that's good. Recall the Haunted, that's okay. I would definitely change Call the Haunted and put something else in. Like I said, I don't think I did a very good job with this deck. Out of the videos, I think I didn't win any duels. Like, I think I lost every single duel. In the first one, I could understand pretty much that Injector guy wouldn't let me do anything. That's understandable. Glad that Solemn Warning is going down to 1, because I'm sick of that card and I don't run it anyway. Then pretty much that deck out deck. Oh, that was understandable. I put up a good fight, but I just decked out, and that kind of sucked. The Infernity guy, he timed out, but he probably would have beat me anyway, so I only won because he timed out. And when I went up against Jason, that back row was just too strong. Maybe just running more MSTs, because, you know, back row is just a serious problem when it comes to, like, a deck like Yubel, which pretty much puts all in when it comes to its plays. So, you know, if you stop my Yubel, that's pretty much all I got. So that's the way Yubel is. So back row is definitely a problem. So maybe that third MST would have done something. But as we know at the end of the video, when I was going against Jason, I had a Heavy Storm, and you guys probably thinking while you were watching the video that I misplayed, and I should have activated Heavy Storm instead of trying to go for my pushes with all that back row. But he hinted at the end of the video that he did have a Solemn Judgment, and he would have negated my Solemn Warning, so either way, I would have lost. So, pretty much his hand was just too good for my plays. Definitely impressed by Jason's plant deck. And 2 Torrential Tributes, you know, I haven't played Torrential Tribute in the deck in a while. I kind of thought it was kind of like a troll card that I really didn't want to play in the videos anymore. But you know what, for this deck I decided to bring it back just because it's a pretty interesting card. Pretty much, you know, another card I can just pop Yubel with Call the Haunted, because I will Call the Haunted Yubel to block myself, but then I'll be like, now what do I do? So, you know, if I can Call the Haunted Yubel and then Torrential it, that's pretty good. If for those of you who won Mystic Tomatoes, that's a pretty good play too. You know, they attack the Mystic Tomato, summon Yubel, and then Torrential, and you get your Terra Incarnate, plus you wipe their field, so that's pretty good. And as you guys notice, I don't play Tomato anymore. I thought it was kind of slow. You know, I was too reliant on Tomato. Like, you guys who probably have Yubel decks have Tomato. I just felt that out of everything in the Yubel deck, even looking at this one right now, what are you going to set? Are you going to set Armageddon Knight? I doubt it. Are you going to set a Greffer? I doubt it. What are you setting in your Yubel deck? And for those of you the people who know that you're playing a Yubel deck, they know what that card you set is. It's a Tomato. So 9 times out of 10 they're going to like pop it with like a Dark Hole or something. You're not going to get your summon, your search, and that could be very detrimental. So I was just being like, it's too obvious. I took Tomato out my deck. Same thing with Sangan. I thought it was too slow, so I ended up taking that out of my deck too. So Sangan getting banned didn't really affect me. Unlike a lot of other people, a lot of people were complaining and saying that their decks are completely dead. Sangan is a very consistent card. It helps your consistency. But to me, I was like, Sangan, I get Armageddon Knight slow, and I get like Yubel maybe, so too slow. 9 times out of 10, it was like, oh, the Sangan got killed. I get Armageddon Knight, I summon Armageddon, and I drop a Yubel or something, and it's just like, oh, now I'm too slow. Now it's too late. I already lost. So, that's pretty much the deck. Like I said, I felt like I didn't do a very good job on it. I felt like if I knew more about Malefics, I could have improved one card I probably could have teched in was a Return from the Different Dimension. You know, pay half my life points to summon all those remove from play cards, so just the remove from play Stardust and the remove from play Cyber and just went for an OTK that way, but it was pretty much too late. I think Nate said that, and I was like, oh yeah, and I kind of just blew him off, which I shouldn't have, because that would have been a pretty good play too. But overall, I liked the deck in the beginning, but in the end, I felt like I should have just left the Malefic with the Malefic and the Yubel with the Yubel. So, Barakamoto, if you're watching this, I apologize. I feel like I failed you when it comes to this deck. I felt like maybe some of my changes were practical, but I feel like your deck was better. I felt like you had a better grasp on the idea, and I pretty much just tried to make it too much Yubel, not enough Malefic. I think that's pretty much what I did. Because 9 times out of 10, the Malefic cards, sometimes it was just opening with like all Malefic cards, sometimes all Yubel. It wasn't like a combination of both, and I just didn't really like it. So, overall, I didn't really like this deck, and I'm hoping that you guys at least enjoyed it, or at least the concept of it, but I didn't really like it. So, extra deck, 3 Cyber to summon, 3 Stardust, and then the rest of the Succeed crap I kind of just tossed in there because I didn't have anything else to really do. I mean, this deck doesn't go into Exceeds enough for it to be that much, but you know, I just wanted to fill out the extra deck because people get paranoid when the extra deck isn't full. They kind of think that you're doing something sacky, so I just filled it up with stuff. So I really don't want to go over the extra deck, but I guess I will. Blade Armor Ninja, you know, Armageddon Knight deck ref for both warriors, so why not? I mean, I took Blade Armor Ninja out of my extra deck a long time ago. I kind of thought that if I'm really going to go into Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher and Exceed for something, it should be more practical than just attack twice, you know? He's not even an attack bearer, so he usually gets killed. But for those of you who like Blade Armor Ninja, he is actually getting reprinted. He is coming in the Cosmo Blazer Special Edition. So, if you have Blade Armor Ninjas now, you might want to trade him off or sell him to people, because, you know, he's coming out. And Wind-Up Shark, which, what's the point? Wind-Ups are dead, so I didn't really see Konami hitting Wind-Ups that bad and completely murdering them, because I was like, well, Shark is getting reprinted, so they want to make money off of that, but whatever. If they wanted to give Wind-Ups a dick, they gave Wind-Ups a dick. So those are the 2 cards coming out in Cosmo Blazer Special Edition on March 22nd. So if you want your Blade Armor Ninjas, go ahead and pick them up in that. But I just took Blade Armor Ninja out, and I was like, I don't like it. It's not worth me doing that play. Black Triple Corn. I actually like Black Triple Corn. It was really good. As you guys know, I went... Well, actually, you guys don't know, because I haven't really talked about it. I actually went to my locals, and I haven't gone to my locals in, like, a month or so. As you guys know, my car broke down, so I felt like me going to a few blocks away, no, a few miles away to go to my locals, either catching the bus or walking really wasn't worth it. But I decided, hey, it's a ban list, let me go see my friends and talk about the ban list. So I ended up catching the bus there, 2 buses there, and then my friend was kind enough, well, his mother was kind enough to give me a ride home, which is kind of cool, because when I had a car, I gave him rides to and home, so it was kind of cool to, you know, get that payback, as you can say. But I went to my locals, and Black Triple Corn I just got in the mail. As you guys know, I said, like, oh, Gory got unbanned, so I'm taking out the Black Triple Corn, so I'm giving away. But no, I'm not, because I actually like this guy. While I was doing my opponents, they definitely like to summon their Zen mains, so you know what? How about I summon my Black Triple Corn and send the Zen mains to the graveyard, and then you take 1,000. It's definitely a good card. It's like, so what's Dark End Dragon, except, you know, why do Dark End Dragon when you can just use a Stardust and, you know, negate the popping effect at the end of the turn, and then Stardust will come back and it'll be stronger than Dark End Dragon was after it used its effect. So, you know, Xyz don't have a Stardust, because if Xyz had a Stardust, then you'd probably run that over. You'd probably run that over Black Triple Corn, but then that would be kind of stupid, because the monster would go to the graveyard, lose its attachments, come back. It's not a good card, but whatever I was coming up with, it was kind of stupid. But the point is that Black Triple Corn, when it comes to battling those stupid cards like Zen mains and stuff, just go ahead and send them to the graveyard and they take 1,000. This is another good card for, like I said, when people take your Terra Incarnate. They take your Terra Incarnate, they have a big eye. You can summon the Black Triple Corn, detach, send the Terra Incarnate to the graveyard, they take 1,000, and Yubel Terra Incarnate does not miss timing. I know you guys might think since it reflects 1,000 it missed timing, but it doesn't, because it says, and so instead of then. So Terran Incarnate would activate in the graveyard. Since you're the owner, you get the Ultimate Nightmare, summon the Ultimate Nightmare, and then attack the big guy with Ultimate Nightmare. So you pretty much just beat up your opponent for a nice chunk of damage and turn the whole entire game around just with Black Triple Corn. So if you guys haven't already, you might want to think about picking up a Black Triple Corn and siding it, or even putting in your extra deck. It's $10. It's a pretty nice card, and I'm glad that I have one in real life. Got that Excalibur. I don't know why there's two in here. You should only really want one as kind of a situational card. It's pretty much when you're having a problem with your opponent, summoning like Stardusts and stuff, just summon Excalibur, pump them up to 4,000, and just cut that Stardust in half. So definitely you should put Excalibur, at least one in. You know what, not even at least one, just put one in, because, you know, Armageddon Knight and Dark Rapper, they're both warriors, so that's pretty much just to get around that Stardust. My stroke, I recently started putting in my stroke. I know before I had Thanatos, but then when you really sit down and think about it, which one's better, my stroke or Thanatos? Well, my stroke, because when he's just destroyed, you can just detach material, while on the other hand, Thanatos, you detach and he's unaffected by card effects to the end of the turn, so you pretty much just use them for Terran Incarnate, so both of them can survive a blow up by Terran Incarnate, but this guy can be like a Book of Moon. I mean, although Thanatos' attack is higher, Maestro can protect himself from stuff besides monster effects that kill him, such as like a Dark Hole or a Torrential or something. So overall, Maestro is a better card. If you don't have him in your extra deck, I do recommend that you put him in there just because he's a pretty good card. He's $5, so go ahead and pick him up because he's just a pretty good card. You know, protects himself from getting destroyed, and he's like a Book of Moon on your turn. And Gaga Cowboy, I don't know why I put him in there. I would never use Gaga Cowboy. Pretty much, if I really want to kill a monster, I'd probably go into Excalibur and running for 800. It's just like whatever. I was getting kind of lazy with the extra deck. I just didn't really care anymore. If I could change anything, I'd probably put like a Diamond Direwolf in there, because he's like a Scrap Dragon for Xyz, so that's pretty good, except he's expensive. He's like $40, expensive as Diamond Direwolf is what my saying is, you know, because he's expensive as a Diamond Direwolf. Because, you know, you guys might not know, but I recently got me a new pair of earrings. Yes, I do have my ears pierced, both of them, and I got me some diamond earrings, and they were about $40-50. So, pay $40-50 for real diamond earrings or a Diamond Direwolf. So it's kind of a play on words, and it's kind of true that he's expensive. He's really good. If you guys have the extra cash and you guys are just rich like that, I do recommend that you do put him in your extra deck, because, like I said, he is a Scrap Dragon. He's pretty much, for those of the people who either have the trades to get him, or can lucky to pull enough, or have the money to buy him, he's pretty much replacing Utopia in the extra deck, so that's how good he is. So this was the Mabelfic deck profile. Like I said, I didn't really like the deck. I felt like I didn't do a very good job, and I hope that the next Yubel deck that I'm doing for this whole 3 duels and then deck profile thing that I'm doing will be funner and better. For those of you who stayed this entire video and who are wondering what the next deck is, it's actually a Troll Yubel deck. Basically, I got the idea from Brat Boy. He's one of my viewers/subscribers, and he basically messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, you should come up. You should do this deck like this." And I was like, "You know what? That would be pretty funny." So it's a Troll Yubel deck. Hope you guys are looking forward to it in the next Vitamin Y. So we're just gonna start it off just right into a new deck, and I've got a few more Yubel decks. Some I like more than others, but I hope you guys are ready to look at that. And like I said, if you haven't entered the giveaway already, make sure that you do, because I'm giving away some nice chunk of cards. And that's pretty much it. Overall opinion of this deck, I felt like I didn't do it justice. I felt like I could have done a better job of it. As Yubel Mastery, I was just leaning too much towards Yubel, not enough Malefic, and then the hands were just like either or. It's just, I didn't like the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next one. So do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.